I am here. Give me 1 second. I will pop on the screen. Sorry about the delay. Everything was good, and for some reason, sound did not want to work today. This is the first time. Hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. I hope all of you are doing awesome today. Sorry for that bit of delay. Like I said, everything was good. My sound always works with this mic setup that I have here. And today, no, it did not want to work. So welcome. I am happy to have all of you here. I hope you are having a truly blessed and awesome day. Hello, Damari and Sharon and Beth and Ellen, Deb. Welcome all of you to Take Two Tuesday here on, what is it? October 22nd. Can you believe it already? October is flying through. Hi, Becky and Trisha. Thank you all for joining me today. We have some fun planned for all of you. We should have a good time here. We have a little candy talk, I think. Let me see the rundown here. Candy talk. We got Halloween's coming up, so we got to talk about candy, right? We have some flip it die set to look at, a Christmas fold it. We're going to, for our good news segment, we're going to go through Matthew chapter 11, and we'll do a little overview there, and then we'll end up at a little devotion at the end of the chapter. If you want to follow along with us, Matthew chapter 11. I have my Bible with me today. I hope you have yours, and I hope you've been able to keep up. We're doing, again, one chapter a week. But for our fun stuff right now, let's get moving right on to, let's see what's new. Let's see what I can find here for us. I know if you have not been on the website lately, where are we? You'll want to visit the website. No, where is that? First thing, over on the website, if you have not been there the last few days, we added a few items on, I think it was Saturday night, Sunday. And let's see. Let me turn off this extra mic here. Sorry, you might be getting echoing. I hope not. Hang on. Turn this one on. Okay, you can hear me. Something's going on with that second mic. I don't know what the problem is. I have this backup mic, but it is, I don't know if I've ever used it actually. It comes with two in the kit. So if you have two people, it's great. But Stephanie and I are never here at the same time or anything like that. So only one person talks at a time. But I'm not sure. This could be the problem. This could be the problem. So now hopefully this mic is charged up enough, because I'm, now that the mics are all mixed up, I'm not sure which one I have charged and which one I haven't. So we'll find out, maybe the hard way. Okay, over on the website, I was trying to get to that. I got a little distracted here. Let's see what we have going on there. You've not been on, of course, we have the country sunflower items. There are a few kits left, I think. We're getting a little bit low on those. Let me show you what's going on over there. There is our website, stampsoflife.com. And the foliage one, you remember Stephanie did this in the crafting corner a few weeks ago as a sneak peek. And so this one's really awesome. Then the midnight slimline dies and some stitch dot squares. Those are fun. And then I do, if you want to get the elf, get that one real quick. We're down to 8. Christmas is coming. You'll probably like that one. And I know Stephanie has ordered more, so there will just be a little gap there where it will be sold out on the website. What else? If you go down a little bit, there are a few of the embellishments left, and we have the cozy paper pad. I think that if you're a club member, you can get those items, right? Or if you're a gold club or card kit club, I'm not sure how that works. And the coffee pot, the horizontal wave dies. So those are all fun. And then all the sunflower items. That's great. Let's see what else. Oh, this week, big news later on the night of the 24th, the new fold it die set will come out. So if you want to check out the Fold It Club, it's going to start shipping on Friday, I believe. What is it? 24th is Thursday. Yeah, I think Friday. I'll try to get those all out. So if ideally they'll ship on Friday morning, and if you are a Fold It Club member, you're going to get that new club shipment plus the bonus from Stephanie, right? Remember how the squirrels got mixed up? So you'll be able to get that extra squirrel. Now, if you sign up starting, I think it's the 24th, you are going to miss out on that bonus Fold It freebie. So if you want the freebie, basically you're getting a free Fold It with the November shipment. You've got to sign up by, just to be safe, say the 23rd, which is tomorrow. Okay? So if you want to get the freebie and qualify for that, no matter what, if you sign up in November, you'll get the new November Fold Its. But if you want to get the freebie one, which why not? It's free. It's free as fun, right? You've got to sign up either today or tomorrow, I think for sure. I think the 24th is the day would be the cutoff day where we switch over, where you would no longer qualify. So if you want that one, get that free one. Let's see who's over there. Hi from Philadelphia. Who is that? Kellyanne. Hi, Kellyanne. Hi, Gloria and Jane. Welcome, everyone. Gail. Hi. You have the day off, Gail. Sylvie. Hi, Sylvie. Antoinette. Welcome, everybody. Okay, we're going to get going. Oh, one other thing I did have to say. Oh, the really big news before I forget is this Thursday, Stephanie is going to do her HSN sneak peek. That'll be on the Crafting Corner time, which is Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Stephanie will be on demoing the new items that are going to be on HSN. Now, she'll actually be live on HSN next Tuesday, but we're hoping the items will be up on their website by this Thursday. But if not, at least she's going to demo them, show them to you. You can add, if they're on the website, you can get them in your cart. I don't know if they're going to have any of those shipping promotions or any of that extra stuff like we spoke about last time. But I know Stephanie is not going to have that wait until the day purchase. So I'm sure she'll give us more information, but plan on that. That is going to be a special night. Tell your friends, your family, you'll want to tune in for that. I know it'll be fun. So many card samples have been coming in. There will be either like 5 or 6 new items on HSN. So that is something to look forward to. Excuse me. That will be a lot of fun. So we are looking forward to that. Mark your calendar, Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. There's a buzzing sound. Oh, man. Maybe it's my fan. Let me see. I have a fan on this computer because it was getting hot in here last week. Let me see if I can turn this down. I'm going to unplug my mic. Give me 1 second, okay, everyone? I'm going to unplug my mic one more time. Make sure the extra mic is off. I put that away. So give me 1 second, okay? Let me do some technical stuff here. That is going down and down. Hopefully the fan will get quiet. Close that. Okay. So let me see. My extra mic is off. And my regular mic is on. I'm going to turn this off one more time. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Testing, testing, testing. All right. I hope this is working. I hope the buzz is gone. I can't tell what the audio is doing here. I can only hear myself. And I don't know what you guys are hearing, but I can see that their sound is going out, and I hope there's no buzz. I'm trying. All right. Let's see. Get all our comments. Sound fine to me, Purple Mountain. Okay, good. It stopped, then came back. Debbie said, oh, darn. All right, well, keep going. I hope there is no buzzing noise. I'll check the audio after and see what I can do. Sound is good, Connie says. Okay. Tricia says still buzzing. I've had that high-pitched whining sound for weeks on these videos. Still there. No buzzing here. I wonder if everybody just hears different noises kind of a little bit. Okay here, Becky says. Let's see. No buzzing here. Okay, we're going to keep trying. Let's go on. Okay. The first item we will look at today is our Flip It, and we are going way back in time on this one. Oh, you like how I spelled Thursday there with 2 A's? Pretty nice, Ken. Nice job. Nice job, Ken. I can actually spell, but the problem is my fingers do not type what my brain wants to be typed. Did you ever have that happen to you? Like where you just start typing like crazy? I'm getting really bad at this. And then I go and look at what I typed, and there are a lot of errors. So I think my typing used to be a little bit better, but my brain is, Damari says it's very like, it's a low beeping sound, but doesn't affect the activity. Gosh, I don't know what it could be, you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me unhook one more thing here. I'm trying to get this right. I'm going to turn this one off. One second here, and I'm going to go ahead and let's try again. Okay, I've got sound. What else? Oh, now I'm blurry. Let's get that focused. Okay. Let me know what you think. I think I've unplugged everything that I can. So anyway, that is my problem. I am not a good typer right now. I think my brain is not telling my fingers the correct message, because I make a lot of errors, and I go back and I can try to fix the errors, but I still miss them some of the time, you know. Some of the time I miss them. Okay, our first die set is the triple square Flip It. We're going way back in time on this one. Let's see, and I do have a little triple square Flip It is from, way back in October, is that right, of 2013? Woo! Yes, October of 2013. We're going way back for this one. Were any of you with the Stamps of Life in October of 2013? Have any of you been around that long? That is a long time, right? That is 11 years ago. So this is the triple square Flip It, and it is really popular. I think we've shown Flip Its on here before, and Flip Its are easy to use, a fast, quick card. Sylvie says she was. Awesome, Sylvie. I think originally we made a Sizzix version, and it might have even been on, a long time ago, we made these dies that were super thick. And then we came out, they call these like thinlits, or these are the thinner type of dies. So we didn't have the thick ones for very long. Ellen was too. And so they were the big thick ones, and they had like some cushy and even some like wood on them. I don't know if that was just a square Flip It. It might have just been a square Flip It, but then we came out with this triple square, and this was in October of 2013. I didn't even realize that it had been that long ago. But before we get going to look at this die set, Mike, I have a question for you guys. I want to see, this is kind of like a, kind of like, you know, the Family Feud thing where you have to get the right answers. Well, I want to see if you guys can help me out here. We are looking for, Halloween's coming up next week, and we give out lots of candy, right? And let's see that. We give out lots of candy. And Kellyanne Saw said Valley Forge. Woo, that's going way back too, because then they moved it to Lancaster. Is that how you say it? Lancaster? And so we haven't been to Valley Forge. I think that was the first time we ever went to Pennsylvania. So that was a long time ago. Kellyanne's been around a while. So my question for you is, we're trying to get the top 10. We need the top 10 candies that are given out. Well, it says the 10 most popular candies in America. Can you help me guess them? Let's see how many of we can get. I have the list here. And then for fun, we're going to come up with a list of the 10 not so good candies. So first, can you help? Testing, testing. All right, we're switching mics. Can you hear me now? I told you that mic was going to probably die. How's this mic? Is it working? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. It's just one of those days, you guys. I'm trying my best, but things are just kind of falling apart. Like I said in the chat there, train wreck today. But let's go on. Okay. That mic is working. Thanks, Ellen. Okay, so did anybody else have any other guesses on the candy? I think we got about 4 of them. We guessed the peanut butter, M&Ms, hot tamales, Snickers. Anybody else? Any other guesses? Top 10 candies. Do you have any other guesses? If not, we will go on to the 10 crazy, not good ones. And you'll have to ask me if you know of any. Hi, Frank and Sharon. Hershey chocolate bar. Yes, Hershey mini bars is on here. Baby Ruth. Nope, didn't make it. Take 5, didn't make it. Three Musketeers. I like all of those, but they didn't make it. Peanut M&Ms. Nope. Milky Way. Even Milky Way did not make this list. Heyday. Nope. Okay, I'm going to tell you the other ones we didn't mention, all right? Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Starburst, candy corn, Hershey Kisses, yeah. There's a lot of varieties of that one. Hershey Kisses. Twix did not make it. I said candy corn, Hershey Mini Bar, Snickers. Okay, so that was all the top 10. Now this is the tricky part, okay? What is the worst candy? Now you guys are going to have to. Now, if your favorite candy is on this list, don't be sad. But this is, I don't know if they pulled some people or how they got this information, but it's okay. All right? Don't let it hurt your feelings, because I actually eat some of these candies too, all right? Here we go. Can you name any of the 10 worst candies ever? Now, I'm going to name the ones that are on this list. If you know about these, let me know. And if they're really bad, tell me. Here we go. Number 10 on the list, Tootsie Roll. Now, you know what? Some of those ones you guys are mentioning, I agree. Number 10 is Tootsie Roll. Number 9 is Bit of Honey. This is on the crummy list, the bad list. Number 8 is licorice. Now, I like red licorice, but black licorice, not so much. And Becky said black licorice, yeah. Some people like it. I don't. Smarties. I thought Smarties were okay, but they made the list. Mary Jane's. Does anybody know what Mary Jane's is? Mary Jane's. I don't know that. Isn't that like an alternate name for marijuana or something? I don't know. I'm sure it's not marijuana candy, but that's what it makes me think of. Wax cola bottles. You remember those? Where you'd like chew on the wax and there'd be a little bit of juice in there. Those were pretty bad. But when you're a kid, I guess they were cool. Peanut butter kisses. Are those bad? Does anybody? I know, Catherine. I thought Smarties were okay too. Necco wafers. Does anybody know what Necco wafers are? Candy corn made the list. And number 1 on the list, and I think somebody mentioned this before, circus peanuts. Does anybody know what circus peanuts are? It's number 1 on the worst list. Mary Jane is similar to Bit of Honey. Okay, thanks, Jane. Necco wafers are gross. All right, Andy, awesome. So I guess this list is kind of good, right? I just kind of stumbled across this. I thought it'd be funny. We have the popular ones and then the nasty ones. All right. And Andy said, yes, circus peanuts are also horrible. Are they actually peanuts or are they something different than that? Yeah, who the heck gives out peanuts for Halloween? You can't do that anymore, right? Because a lot of people are allergic to that. When we were kids, nobody was allergic to peanuts, right? Like nuts or... I just don't remember any allergies in school. This is a new thing. With our grandsons, there is a child at their school that has an allergy, so they cannot have peanut butter at school. Circus peanuts are like condensed heap stuff. Okay, Andy, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. Okay, we are going to move on. So that was our fun for our chat there. Kellyanne says, oh, no, I think I like all those, especially candy corn. Kellyanne is, that's like a 50-50 thing. Some people like it. Some people don't. Stephanie loves it. Me, not so much. So don't feel bad about that one. It's just one of those things. But, circus peanuts are Peep's evil twin. Okay, I get an idea. Now I'm thinking I might have seen a circus peanut. Now that somebody told me it's like a Peep, yes, it's very possible. Isn't it kind of like styrofoam or something? But it's supposed to be candy. Okay, triple square, flip it. Let's get going here. We've goofed off for long enough. I do have it here on the website to show you. There we go. Over on the Stamps of Life website, you can check it out. Again, this is going way back in time. If you have it, I know it's probably buried super far at the pile of your dies or stamps or wherever in your crafting room, because this is going all the way back to 2013. That is going way back in time, right? I wouldn't expect you to have this, but if you do have it, you will love it. It makes a fun flip it. It comes with, it's going to make an A2 size card, number 1. That's going to be 4¼ inch by 5½ inch. Comes with 19 dies. Now, don't be overwhelmed because it says 19 dies. It has all of these little dies on the inside that they're just for decoration, embellishments, that kind of stuff. The main thing is there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 dies that are going to do almost all the work to create the panels. Everything else is just decoration. So don't get overwhelmed by that. There are just a couple of samples on here. And these might be actually the ones I have with me. I don't have very many samples. Oh, here's a different one. So on the website, you'll see a few samples. And I'm surprised there are not more samples because it goes so far back in time. I have a feeling this, let's see, there's a nice one. This was originally released and then we might have re-released it, maybe on HSN, I don't know. But there should be a lot more card samples. I imagine if you watch that video there with Stephanie, that she probably has more samples to share with you. That's the triple square flip it on the website. Now, if you're new to the Stamps of Life here on Take Two Tuesday, this is a kind of a guide for you to see some things that we released in the past that are maybe not as well known because the focus is usually on the new items. So this is a refresher for, excuse me, for you who are new to the Stamps of Life, and for you who have been around a long time. This is just a reminder to get these dies out and figure out a way to use them. I have a couple samples that I will share with you, and then we'll move over to the die cutting table and see what we can come up with real quick. So here we go. I think that looks decent. Line that up a little bit, level it out. All right, there we go. So a few card samples for you. Make sure that is in focus. There we go. And some flowers. You can decorate. And this is the nice extra one that I had. It says, it's got the hello words on there. I think that, whoops, move that back a tad bit. There we go. And I like the colors on that. So you're just using, the designer just used pattern papers on this. Same thing here. The dies will cut out the pattern paper for you. Easy to decorate. And then this one we did see on the website. It's got a little extra bows on there, but it's got the flower prints and your little squares on the inside. So you can decorate those here in the center. Go all crazy with those. Make them look really nice and fun. Whatever you like to do with that. Now, I am going to get out the dies. And again, like I said, we just need a couple of the big, large dies to really focus on here. And we'll head on over to our little workstation. And sometimes we like to think a little bit different, right? With the dies, what else could we do with this? I'll show you kind of the standard idea. And then maybe this is something you might have thought of already yourself, or it might be a new idea for you too. So let's see what we can do over there. Go. And let's head on over there. I'm a little bit too zoomed in, so let me try to fix my camera here just a bit. A little bit too tight and a little bit too dark. So let me fix this. There we go. And I can brighten it up a little bit so it looks a little more exciting here. This is like a Halloween month, and you know, spooky and all that kind of stuff, but we don't need it to look like it's a bummer or downer to be around here. We want it to be kind of cheerful and bright. That is the goal. These would be the three main dies if you wanted. That would do most of the work for you, especially this one here. This is going to cut the card base. Let's do that. It looks like a little, maybe too bright. I'll take that down one. And again, we are kind of a bit coming up on the Christmas season. So let me see. I have a nice dark red there. Maybe that's a strawberry, I think, color, if you're wondering about colors. We're just going to run that down, face down through our machine. Now, yesterday I was practicing with this, and my machine was squeaking like crazy. I must have been rubbing the pads right against the sides, so I'm going to try not to do that today. And I know if you watch Stephanie's videos, sometimes she mentions it's best if you have this die just at a slight angle. It helps to eliminate speed bumps, which might just cause your die not to cut correctly. Not the end of the world type thing, but if you're having a problem, if you get that skipping, that could be the speed bump, and that might cause your die not to cut quite correctly. All right, looks like I got that lined up. Everything's nice and quiet. And let's see what we have here. Now there is the base of our card, right? Our A2 card. It has scored it for us. It has made some cuts for us. And we are just going to, I kind of goofed this up yesterday, so let me make sure I have this right. There's our score line. We're going to fold on that, kind of like the crease. And then we're just going to bring this back over. A little icky there. There we go. That's off of there. And then I can score it just a little bit just to make sure it's kind of have a nice fold area. And there is your fold it card, just like that. That easy. It's going to have the motion there. Let's go ahead and we'll add a couple squares here just to give it a little bit of color. And again, we're looking Christmas, so maybe a white, some type of green might work. Let me see what I have here. I should have got this green ready. Whenever there's one color you're looking for, it seems like that's the hardest one to find. So here I have some scraps. This will work good because we're just going to use these two little squares here. You could add adhesive paper if you wanted, or you can just go like I'm going to do it and roll on the adhesive after. We're going to need to cut this a few different times. We don't want to be here forever, but I want to kind of make this look good. So there's one. And we don't have to go all the way through. We can just bring it back because we're just cutting out that little square on the corner. There's one. And we have 3 squares. We have 3 squares here to fill in. So just to give you an idea of what we're going to do, we're going to add this white here. We're going to get 2 more whites, and then we're going to add this green on top of that. Let's keep going. Our little square die that will layer right into the base of the card. I hope everybody is having a great day. We're having a fun time out here. We're starting to feel like fall here in Southern California in that the mornings are getting a little bit cooler. Now, yesterday in the afternoon, we have out here what they call the Santa Ana winds. And I feel like we had some Santa Ana winds yesterday because it was getting kind of breezy at the back of the building here, back in the parking lot area. And it was getting warm too. So whenever it's windy and warm, and the wind is kind of coming from the mountains, which is the east, coming to the west, they call that the Santa Ana winds here in Southern California. And it can get really hot. And typically that coordinates with potential fire season out here. So I haven't heard anything about any fire yet, which is good. And there's no wind today. So if it was Santa Ana winds yesterday, it was very, very mild. But it was warm. We still hit like almost 80, high 70s, low 80s, which is really nice. We've had some nice weather lately, but pretty soon all that warm weather will go away. Even in Southern California, we'll be getting fall here coming up. Did I mess up that one? I got right on the edge. That's good enough. That'll work. So we're doing the little die now on the green, just so we can layer and kind of give this a fun look, just to show you what is possible. And you just heard that clicking. That was how Stephanie talks about, that's kind of the speed bump. With a little die like this, no big deal. But if you have a bigger die, you might want to try to avoid that. So we're going to do one more. And that's just sticking right on there. Get that lined up. This will be our last one, and then we'll start to put the card together. Now, my idea is, this is again a flip it card, but we can kind of, at least when I was working with it yesterday, there is a way possibly to make this into a kind of like a gatefold. So let's see if we can do that. We have all our little pieces here. We're going to go ahead and layer those together. I am taking a little bit longer with this one. I just wanted you guys to see something a little extra special today, or at least I think is special. I need my adhesive. Let's see, hopefully this one works. Yep, that's good. We are going to go ahead and layer these. I'm not going to worry about this being perfect, but just to keep things moving. There's one. And let's add that one there. There's 2, one more. There's 3 of them. All right, we have the layers for our flip it here. Now we need to put adhesive on the back of this. Do that. I'll try to keep this up here so you guys can see what's happening. We're just going to layer that right in there. And this is just, again, basic decorations. You can do so much more, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do. And remember how it comes with 19 dies. I'm just using 3 or 4 of them here to get to this point. You have the big dies that would fill in these panels if you want. There's a big die that fills in this panel here. The dies will do most of the work for you. Again, you can embellish and decorate as much as you like. So again, as we're looking at Christmas theme, if we just wanted to do a flip it card, we're off to a good start. If you had some little Santas or reindeers or a snow scene, you could add that to it. If you had some pattern paper, great. But my idea was, hey, let's go ahead and cut a second one. So I did that yesterday. I cut a second one, and I was wondering, would these fit together? And so I brought them together and just kind of layered them like that. Let's see what will happen. We're going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this one. Now, the nice thing about this is if you choose to make kind of like a gatefold, like I'm showing you how to do here, you'll layer that in. You're going to have all this center section to work with right here. So if you want to have a message, you want to write a little note, you want to stamp some nice sentiments in there, you have all this space to work with. And this die here will cut out this centerpiece for you. So I cut that out yesterday. And let's go ahead and adhere that. And we're going to go ahead and put that right in the center. Lighter color like this will allow you the option to, again, get your sentiments on there, your notes. There you have it. So you can close it up like that, a gatefold. And if you want, it would just pop open just like that. So just imagine now, again, this is kind of boring right now, but this is all decorated. Maybe you use pattern paper here. You had lots of Christmas themes. You open up, and there you have your center area to work with. So that is an idea that I thought of. Now, somebody else has probably done it, so I didn't steal it from anybody because I didn't see anybody else make it, but it's possible it's been done before, I'm sure. But it popped in my mind, hey, what else could we do with that? So that is an example of how you could use a triple flip it, make it just like this. That's the normal flip it, right? Or you double up 2 of them, layer that in the center, good to go. Now you're getting about, what size card would you say that is? Like a 5x5? So you're going to have if you're going to mail something like this, of course you would need a different type of envelope, and it might require a little bit more postage, but just something that you can do. A square card, think of it as a square card. I think that's how, I don't have the exact measurements, but I bet it's pretty close to 5x5. All right, that is our first option today here on Take Two Tuesday. I hope you like that. And let's see how we're doing over here. Move back. Camera 1, hi. What do you guys think? I hope you like that. Something to think about. If you have a flip it, I don't know if it will work out with any of the other flip its we have, but it is possible. So maybe if you have a flip it already, give it a try. But that was an idea I thought with the triple square flip it. And that is from the Stamps Live, going way back in time. So again, if you have it, I bet you have forgot that you have it because it's been so long. Okay, we are moving along. And let me see what else, other fun stuff we have here going on. We are moving on to a Christmas item. And let me switch my little, let me switch our, what is Ellen says, Ken, have you thought about looking in the gallery for the ones we have posted with the dies? Oh yeah, Ellen, I went in, I did not look at the gallery. There possibly are more examples in there, right, of the square flip it. Let me check on that real quick. You might be right. Oh yeah, there are more samples. If you So if you're on the Flip It page, let me switch over there again real quick. I have to do that anyhow. If you are on the triple square Flip It, there's the page. If you hit this little button right here, view the idea gallery, and there will be a lot more card options for you to take a look at. So great idea, Ellen. That was a good reminder. I usually do check that. And there are at least 2 pages with some card samples from customers, club members, and also from design team members. So there are a bunch of these that you can check out on the Stamps of Life website if you just hit the little view idea gallery. So thanks for that reminder, Ellen. Yeah. Whenever you go to the website, any of the items, almost all of them, if you hit that little view idea gallery, there usually are a bunch of ideas for you. We are moving on, and I need to change that banner or my brand. Let's see. We are going on to the Merry Christmas. I would call it a word die, but it's a word die folded. Merry Christmas. It has the words and it makes a folded card. So of course, you know, with the folded, you can just add these to a scrapbook page. You could put it on a card front. You can make a folded out of it. Possibly even make a box card out of it. So those are some of the options that you have. And I do have some awesome samples to show you. Let me find this real quick here on the website. Merry Christmas Folded. It's going to again make a 4 1/4 inch by 5 1/2 inch card. It has just 3 dies in this one. Basic, your words. Let me see if I can show you. 3 dies. It has the words here, Merry and Christmas. That's all 1 die. There's the outside for the base of the card. And then there is a die that will cut out the inside too. So 3 dies gets all the words. You can keep the words together. I think, now I'm not 100% sure because now that I think about it, when I cut these yesterday, they were all singles. So I think they all come in pieces. That's what I think. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Okay, so there are the ideas. And again, I have some nice ideas with me. There you are using glitter. Very nice. I like that idea. Excuse me. Of adding the colored letters onto white. That looks really nice. Looks like that's a shaker. And there's the Merry and Christmas on top of some pattern paper. Merry. And I think on that one, I think I have that. I think on the inside, and maybe it says. Do I have that one? I do. And it has a little note on the inside. That's a nice one. I like the colors on that. Using pattern paper here. And that one is kind of hard to see, but it looks like it could be a box, some kind of gift. And then back to the beginning, I think there's a video. Is there a video for it? No video. Huh. Oh, there's the video down below. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm going to hit that. Okay, we have switched over cameras. We can look at some of the card ideas that I have here. That has got a little bit crooked. What happened? That looks better. These are nice card samples. This is the one I like. Just the contrast, the black and the white, and the colors of the little leaves. That looks really nice. This was from September of 2021. So I bet some of you purchased this in the last few years, and you have it. Christmas is coming. You want to crank out a whole bunch of cards? This is how you do it. I fold it. That has one of our glitter papers, I think a gold. You can see how shiny and pretty that is. Merry Christmas. We saw that one on the website using pattern paper, and it looks like they have the designer use maybe some foam to give a little depth to that card. That's fun. We've got Merry Christmas on this one. And you can see how you can mix and match the letters, right? There's Merry Christmas using all the same colors for the letters. It's another fun one that has a little depth to it. It adds a little interest to it. It looks like the letters are just sunk in a little bit lower. I'm not sure how the designer did that one. It have taken me a bit of time to figure that out. It is possible. And here's that shaker card. You can see everything shaking and moving around in there. That's a fun one. A little bit of noise, and it's got literally fun, pretty stuff on the inside. And I think to do that, you have to use some foam and then cut out your top. But here's using the outline of the letters. That's another option. Let's see what we can make with this. I did have, let's see, here's some fun facts, some Christmas facts. These are kind of, where am I? These are not the standard type of Christmas facts, but here are some. This one is called 32 Interesting Christmas Facts. For a fun, oh, it's supposed to be a trivia night. Well, anyway, let's see. So we kind of know all the standard Christmas things. We talked about those before, like the tree and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Here's some interesting, different facts that you might not know about. Christmas wasn't always on December 25th. Christmas was not always on. They think originally it was maybe celebrated in like a springtime because it was to celebrate the birth of Jesus. It's very possible he was born more in the springtime. But there was already a holiday on December 25th, and the, I don't know if this is the church leaders or just the people decided, hey, let's combine it with that day. So December 25th became the other holiday that was celebrated, I think, by the Romans was called Saturnalia. And so somehow they combined these 2 days. But it's possible and probably pretty likely that Jesus was not actually born on December 25th. But that's okay. We can still celebrate it, correct? Let's see. What else is good here? It says you can thank Prince Albert. I think he's from England, for your Christmas tree. When Prince Albert of Germany got a tree for his new wife, Queen Victoria of England, the tradition really took off across the pond. So that was in 1848, was maybe the first Christmas trees as far as it really being added into the house. I think in other parts of Europe, we read about before that the Christmas trees a lot of time were outside. And remember, some of the time they would put real candles on the Christmas trees, that kind of stuff. You remember that? Which tree with fire on it? That seems a little bit risky, right? It says Coca-Cola. Let me see if I can switch over, because you guys probably want to see some of this. You don't have to see me all the time. It says, before Coca-Cola decided to use his image for its advertising, Santa looked more spooky than jolly. How about that? A spooky Santa. Well, it says they have this guy named Hayden Sunbloom. He redrew it and made a jolly-looking Santa Claus. A scary Santa. That's not a good thing, right? So Santa used to be scary. Now he's jolly. Hanging stockings started by accident. Legend, I'll read this to you. Legend has it that we hang stockings by the chimney with care because one year a poor widowed man didn't have enough money for his 3 daughters' dowries, making it difficult for them to marry. Generous old Saint Nick dropped a bag of gold down their chimney one night, and into the freshly washed stockings the girls had hung by the fire to dry. After that, the tradition was stuck. Oh, it's stuck. So, okay, that was an unusual one for me. If you don't know about Saint Nick, there actually was a Saint Nicholas. He was a Christian bishop, it says. He gave away his inheritance to the poor and rescued women from servitude. And somehow his name became, in Dutch, they call him Sinterklaas. That's a different name for Saint Nick. And that became Santa Claus. Here's some unusual stuff here. A couple more. Rudolph was a marketing ploy. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer first appeared in 1939 when Montgomery wards. You guys remember Montgomery wards? All of them in Southern California have closed. Do you have any Montgomery wards in your area? Have they all closed? if they haven't all closed, they're just about there. It says the Montgomery Ward's department store asked one of its copywriters to create a Christmas story for kids that they could distribute as a promotion. In the first year alone, there were 2.4 million copies. And they first, let's see, they had something funny. And then there was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song. We've all heard that one, right? That's what really makes us think of that. They had some other names for Rudolph, but I don't see it here. He had some funny names. But maybe it's, let's see, what else? Jingle Bells. This is an interesting one. Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. I've always associated it with Christmas. But James Pierpont, who wrote it in the mid-19th century, it was supposed to be a Thanksgiving song. I don't know how Jingle Bells is connected to Thanksgiving, but it doesn't mean it has to be a Christmas song, but it was. Silent Night is the most recorded song. Celebrating Christmas used to be illegal. Can you believe that? So some of the, I think, I don't know who these people were, but way back in it says like 1600s, they did not like Christmas and it was illegal to celebrate it. And it looks like you could get fined. You'd get a penalty for breaking the law. So that doesn't happen anymore, right? Let's see what else. Oh, this was a funny one. Well, not really funny, but check this out. Christmas decorating sends nearly 15,000 people to the ER. So if you've seen Christmas Vacation, remember how it kind of goes crazy? It estimates that 14,700 people visit the emergency room each year in November and December from holiday decorating related accidents. I got something fuzzy on my face. What is that? Be careful if you're decorating for Christmas. 240 injuries per day. Most common accidents involve falling, lacerations, cuts, back strains. Santa has his own postal code for the North Pole. Be careful. We talked about this before. Christmas trees, they can strike fire, so be careful with your lights. Make sure they're in good condition. You don't want your house to catch on fire. The Postal Service, 11.7 billion pieces of mail each holiday season. What else? The majority of Americans celebrate Christmas, about 85%. About half of people will go to a Christmas service at church. Americans spend about $1,000 a year on gifts. I don't know. If you have a very big family, I don't know if you can get away with that, but hopefully you can, or less. Mistletoe, yes, is an aphrodisiac. Okay. Let's see. Turkey outranks ham as the festive favorite. You know what? We'll stop there. My family definitely likes turkey more than ham at Christmas time. What do you guys like at Christmas time for your main Christmas dinner? What do you like at Christmas time for your main dinner? Do you like turkey or do you like ham? I like ham. This is the only reason. I like ham because it is so much easier to cook. How about you? Do you like turkey or do you like ham? I do like turkey, the taste and all the things that go with it much better than ham, but making a ham is so much easier, right? You guys know if you bake a turkey, it is really, really a lot of work. Smoked turkey, I haven't had one of those. I got to get a smoker someday. There's some guy who's telling me about a little smoker that's like a refrigerator and you just put the meat in there. It looks like a refrigerator. Obviously it gets warm and you can just cook away for 12 hours and he says it comes out awesome on Amazon. There are more expensive. Let's see, turkey. We also have pernil. What is pernil? Damari, what is pernil? Pernil or pernil? Turkey with mashed potatoes and cranberry. Yeah, smoked turkey. I think most ham's good. I usually do ham. I'm usually in charge of cooking the main parts of Christmas, and I do ham just because it's so much easier. Doing one turkey at Thanksgiving, that is enough. I'm not a big fan of turkey. Sharon says, so ham. Yeah, some people are not big turkey people. Pork shoulder, Damari, great. Sausage for Christmas. We have sausage. Usually Stephanie makes a breakfast casserole, which is yummy. And she puts sausage in there and cheese and egg. That is good for breakfast time. All right, we are moving on. Let's see what we can do with these dies. Again, we're checking out our Merry Christmas folded. I call it a word folded, but it just says folded on the outside. Let's see what we can do. Again, just 3 dies in this one. You'll open it up. And there we go. Remember this outside die, that would create the base of our card. So let's go ahead and do that. Do that real quick. I'm going to try to get a little bit of contrasting colors here. Let's do this. This is a dark blue, almost a black, maybe midnight we might call it. And if we want to do the base of our card, we've got to fold our card. So this cardstock's really thick. It is possible that this die is not going to cut through this cardstock. Let's try it. But if you have a fold it where it just doesn't cut through both sides, it is possible that the cardstock is too thick. I encountered this problem a couple months ago on one of the die sets that we had, and I had to ask Stephanie about it. And she said, yeah, probably the cardstock was just too thick. We've got to make sure we have this lined up correctly. Let's go ahead and run that through our machine. My phone is buzzing like crazy over there. I don't know what's going on, but somebody wants to get in touch with me. They must not know that I am live right now on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff, but my phone is going crazy. Or it could be, I've been getting a lot of calls. Have you been getting these, you guys, lately? Scam likely. You get a lot of those scam calls. Some kind of solicitor. Oh, I know what it is. Hey, let me fix it. I think it's my alarm. It means that we're already at 11 o'clock. Oh no, this is going way too long. 11 o'clock already. I've never made 1 hour, but that's always kind of my goal, to keep this to about 1 hour, because I know all of you have other things to do. But we're mostly having fun. Let me get this lined up. So if it goes a little over, it goes a little over. That's just how it is. Someday I'll hit an hour. I did lose a couple minutes there at the beginning trying to get my sound. This might be a squeaker. We don't want that to happen. Let's line that up a little bit better. To get my sound lined up, or my sound was goofing up, and then I had no sound for a bit, and then sound problems, and then my mic cut out. So I lost a little bit of time with those things, but that's just part of the, yeah, see, here is one where this is an example of how it did not quite cut all the way through, but so I have to just give it a little tug. It's just a little, you can see where it's created the crease there, score, but it's not quite cutting all the way through. So I'm just going to be real careful. And it did still work. But if that happens to you, it's just possible that your cardstock is too thick. And this is really, really a super thick type of cardstock. Then we can just kind of, we've got our base. Let's see, we can add, how do we want to do this? Gonna need another little, we need another dark sheet there if we want to keep that blue, which now I don't know if I have it. No, we're going to switch colors. Now we're going to black. So the base is like a midnight, but this really is licorice color here. So give us our card front. Cut that there. Okay, I got this right. There we go. And we have to make this extra because, well, this is not so much, yeah, we've got this straight line here, and we don't want that straight line. That's not going to work. I'm going to fold it, even with a word like this. There is the front of our card. Now, again, we switched colors. I didn't mean to do that, but that is how it's happening. Let's get some adhesive on here. And we'll put this right on the front. That gets rid of that straight line up there on the top. So there's the base of our card. And then we could take this. Let's see if I have a white. I'll run this. This is our letters here. I'm going to go ahead and run the letters through on a white background, see what happens here. Kind of winging this one. I did die cut it yesterday, I believe, but I was just trying to figure out how the letters worked exactly. So I did one color yesterday, kind of a red. And now we'll do some white letters. This would probably be a good idea, I would think, to add adhesive. Because here I have all these letters here, white and red. But I really should have had some adhesive on here. Before I break out all these letters, I'm going to go ahead and add some to the back right now, while I have a chance to somewhat get the adhesive on there easily. Let's do that first. I'm gonna add some there and here. Now I'm using red kind of as the outline for these letters, but it might have looked a little bit better if I had gone white, just to have, again, the contrast. We'll leave a couple of the reds in. See how it turns out. Let's see. We'll pop that one out of there. We won't do all the letters, but just to give you a little look at how this one goes. So I'm going to add that to the front. There would be your word, your Merry Christmas. Now, in my mind, you would want to pop out all of the reds, so you can use some black. Say maybe I want to mix in maybe I want to go black and white. So I could add a E in there, and I'd want to put adhesive, then stick with black, and then I'll grab an R from there. And let's pop out that Y if it will still come out. Take out the Y. We've got our Mary. And I think it would probably look a little bit better if we did like that. We could go all white if we wanted to, which might look really nice. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think it looks better all white against the red and a little bit of black in there. That looks kind of good. And we could just pop out these guys. We'll do a couple more letters. That'll give you the idea. Those would stay in there if I had adhered them, correct? Let's do the C and the M since they're already out. So you could fill in all of these. You saw, and there's the M, where glitter paper had been used. We are on the right direction there. We would pop out all of these other ones, but for the sake of time, we'll just leave those in there. Those would all pop out, and you could add all white letters in there. Fun thing is, maybe you want to use some glitter. You could use some glitter letters. We have the pearl papers, right? And we have the foil. There's a foil you could add in there. There's a pearl. You could even add, maybe you have some pattern papers that you want to use in there. That's an option as well. So that is the Stamps of Life Merry Christmas Fold It die set. And I call it word die, but you can get real creative with this. Again, we saw where it looked like maybe it was on the outside of a gift box. You could add it to a scrapbook page. Lots of opportunities, lots of different ways you could do this. Here is a folded card example, and I hope you like that. That is from the Stamps of Life about 3 years ago. It was back in 2021 we released that. And if you are getting ready to make Christmas cards, now is the time to break that one out. And you saw how easy it is to make with that. You can make a lot of cards with that really, really easy, correct? You can make a bunch of cards in no time, and you're just mixing. You can mix and match as you keep running the letters through with different colors. You can mix and match them and do all kinds of fun stuff with that. That is on the Stamps of Life website, again, from September of 2021. If you have it, use it. If you don't have it, you can get it on our website. Okay, we're going to move on, and it is good news time. Let me switch that off and get rid of my name there. We don't need that. Oh, where'd we go? The brand. I still don't quite have all this down, but I'm getting better at it. Got my name out of there, and I can put that little take two down there. We can put that on there. That's good. And I'm still trying. We got rid of the other one. Good. Okay, if you have your Bible, you have a Bible app, you have your phone, tablet, any of those things, that will work out great. We are in Matthew chapter 11. We are going through the Gospel of Matthew, and we're making progress here, about one chapter a week. And I hope you're keeping up. Quickly, a little review on this. Jesus had been preaching and teaching and sharing God's word with the people. And he'd been doing miracles. These teachings, they said, hey, he teaches like nobody else. He has authority. But here in chapter 11, things start to change a little bit. And the first part, so we'll look at, give a quick overview, and then we'll hit the last verse right at the end of the chapter, around verse 28, if you want to get ready for that. So Jesus is teaching, and there's starting to become opposition and doubts in him. First off, at the beginning of the chapter, John is in prison. John the Baptist has been put in prison, and he's probably wondering, hey, Jesus, what's going on? He thought Jesus was the Messiah, the expected king. The Jewish people thought that when the Messiah came, that he would overthrow the Romans and establish God's kingdom. And they were looking for that, but Jesus was not working on the people or John's time frame. Jesus had a little bit different plan. So John is in prison. He wants to know, hey, Jesus, are you the one, or are we supposed to be looking for somebody else? So you start to see these doubts. Now, of course, John wants to get out of prison. Unfortunately, he's not going to get out of prison. He's going to end up losing his life while he's in there. So this doubting and the opposition is starting to grow a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean John's a bad guy or anything like that. He was being used by God. It's just he was wondering, Jesus, are you the one? And since Jesus wasn't doing exactly what he had expected, then, that could kind of leads to some doubt, right? If you're following God and you think you're serving God, you end up in prison, you might start to wonder, am I doing what God wants me to do? John was in that position. Jesus goes on, he's speaking to a crowd of people, and he says that, John came teaching this message that you're to repent. Nobody was responding. Jesus came with this message of grace and forgiveness and kindness. Nobody was responding. So God was trying to reach these people, but they're not responding. Either way, either direction, they're rejecting the message that God is sending to them. And then we go on, and Jesus had visited these towns. They're called Capernaum. And that's kind of where his headquarters were, Bethsaida and Chorazin. And Jesus was doing great miracles in these places, but the same problem. Nobody was responding to him. And he says, hey, people in these cities, you are in danger of judgment because you are not responding to God's message. He was giving them a warning. God is trying to speak to you. Now is the time to change, to repent, to turn to God, to get connected to God, but they were not responding. And then we go on and down a little bit further. It says, as we get into verse kind of 25-ish, 26, it says that Jesus is our connection to God. And I think it's John, I think it's 14. He says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Here's the same thing. If you want to know the Father, if you want to know God the Father, the only way for that to be is through Jesus. That is what Jesus is telling us right here. He's the only way. So I know nowadays we hear that there are lots of different ways to get to God, and you can figure out your own path. If you're just a good person, or if you do certain things, or if you give, or you're nice or kind, these things will all get you connected to God. But no, Jesus says the only way is through him. If you want to know the Father, you got to know the Son. And if you know the Father, you're going to be connected to him through the Son. We have to have this relationship with Jesus Christ in order to get to the Father. That is key. Then we go on to our section that we're going to focus on here. I'll grab this verse so everybody can see it. Right at the end there, it's a kind of famous verse, and you probably have heard it. He says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And that is right at the end of Matthew 11 through 20, verse 28 through 30. So Jesus is asking us, it's time to come into relationship with him. And I'll give you a picture if you're not familiar with a yoke. Let me switch off real quick here. We have our verses. If you have ever seen a yoke, back in their times, in Bible times, they were mostly an agricultural community, so farmers, and they would use oxen, cattle to plow the grounds. They would be set up in a situation like this. I'll show you a picture here. This is the oxen with the yoke on top. So these two, they would kind of work together, and they would plow the grounds. They would, be an assistant to the farmer, basically. One of the cows, at least according to all the notes and things that I found, or oxen, would kind of be the leader. And then the other one would kind of follow along. And the one who was the stronger one, the more experienced one, he would do carry a little bit more of the weight, the burden, again, while the other one was following, learning, and getting connected to the leader. So here we have Jesus kind of giving us that picture that everybody would have understood back then. And he gives us these verses. "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart. You will find rest for your souls. My yoke is easy, my burden is light." So labor, life can kind of wear us down, correct? As we labor, we all have our works and efforts that we're trying to do. Maybe we're trying to be good people. We're trying to do the right things. Our works, our efforts, the problem is they don't get us to God. We have that idea in our minds, hey, if I'm a good person, if I do these good things, I'll be right with God, right? That's usually how we think. At least that's how I often think. But none of these things, our own works, are not going to get us connected to God. So Jesus says, you're laboring, which kind of seems good. But then the second part, he says, it says that they, I lost this part. Hang on one second. I lost my track here of thought. Heavy laden. So the second part is, we have the burdens that people place on us, that the world places on us, that people place on us, and they can really weigh us down. Some of the time, expectations from other people, the system that we live in, just life, it can kind of weigh us down. It challenges. So Jesus says, hey, if you're these type of people who are working, you're wanting to get connected to God, maybe you're getting worn out from those efforts. Maybe the world is just troubling you and life is difficult. He says, this is real key. He says, come to me. Jesus says that to you, and he says that to me, that we are just to come to him. And I like it in that he doesn't add anything to that. He doesn't say, you need to do this first, or you need to get that right in your life, or you need to go to church so many times, or you need to make a donation. None of these kind of things. He just simply has this welcoming verse here that he says, just come to me. And so that means we can come to God just as we are, and he will accept us. He wants us, remember how we talked about that part where he says yoke? He wants us to get connected to him. It says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. Now, when we choose to follow Jesus, he's not going to weigh us down. He's not going to put a bunch of expectations on us. He's not going to make life more difficult for us. Now, often, I think, if we follow Jesus, life's going to get a little bit smoother, a little bit better. And overall, I would say yes. But at the same time, we have to be realistic. There are still going to be challenges for each of us in life. But as we are connected to God, we are going to have a better connection to him. And that burden is becoming less and less. And we're going to be able to walk with the Lord in a real awesome, good way. That is key to know. He's not going to burden you down. As we walk with him, as we're connected to Jesus, life is just going to become better, grander, not always easier. He says his yoke is easy, his burden is light. So overall, I think life's going to be better walking with the Lord, but also know that there are going to be challenges in life. But I would say the real key for us today is let's get connected to God today. Let's walk with Jesus and just experience that life that he wants us to have. Okay, I'm going to sign out. I hope you like that study. We are going to finish up here. Next week we'll be in Matthew chapter 12. I see my camera's going to die pretty soon, so I am going to get out of here. But if you want to read over that, check it out. The end of Matthew chapter 12 would be awesome. Or can you hear me? I hope. So my main camera died. I went a little too long today, so I ran out of battery there on my main camera, but I am wrapping it up here. I hope you have a great time today. Thanks for joining me. I will be back next Tuesday for Take Two Tuesday again. And then remember, this Thursday, join Stephanie for the Crafting Corner sneak peek. And I think that is it. It will be a fun night, Thursday night. Save the night for that, or save that date. And again, thank you all for joining me. I hope God is really blessing you. I think that I really want you to know that. I hope that God is blessing you and doing great things in each of your lives. It's really important that we come to Jesus. If we can just get that out of all the fun things we did today, we had some fun chat. We looked at some fun products and we made some cards. But I hope that above all things, that you know to come to Jesus, get connected to him, and walk with him. He's just gonna really bless your life. So I hope if you haven't done that yet, maybe today would be that day. And if you already are connected to Jesus, keep walking with him. Life's going to have some challenges, highs and lows, but we can trust him. He's going to carry us all the way through, right? Have a great day. I will see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.